Welcome to NorthStar. Cruise company is in the process of developing its operating budget for the coming year. Given below are the selected data regarding the company's two products, laminated putter heads and forged putter heads, that are sold through specialty golf shops. Putter heads and forged and laminated details are given. Steel, copper, direct labor, expected sales are also given. Opening and closing inventory is further given in addition to the selling price per unit. Manufacturing overheads is applied to units produced on the basis of direct labor hours. This is very important. It is applied on the basis of direct labor hours, the manufacturing overhead. Variable manufacturing overhead is projected to be $25,000 and fixed manufacturing overhead is expected to be $15,000. And how much is the total manufacturing overhead? 25 plus 15, we have 40,000 as total manufacturing overheads. Remember, these manufacturing overheads are applied on the basis of direct labor hours. So first we need to find out the direct labor hours. After that, the question says the estimated cost to produce 1 unit of laminated putter head is. So we need to find out what is the cost of 1 unit of laminated putter head. Let's get started. So laminated putter head, what is the raw material? So it requires steel. What is the steel cost? It is $5 per pound. Copper, it is $15 per pound. Direct labor is mentioned as $22 per hour, and we need how much hours? We need 1 hour. Expected sales are given. Expected sales, ending inventory, closing inventory, opening inventory is also given in the question. Selling price is also given in the question. We need to find out what is the variable overhead rate here and fixed overhead rate. Remember, direct labor we require is 1 hour. Alright, so variable overhead will also be 1 hour and fixed overhead will also be 1 hour. 1 hour into what is the direct labor rate? $22. These two rates we need to calculate. To calculate these two rates, let's go further and find out what is the variable manufacturing overhead and fixed manufacturing overhead. So variable manufacturing overhead is given in the question as $25,000. We need to find out how much is the total labor hours. So if we divide it by total labor hours, we will get variable overhead per hour. Similarly, fixed overheads is also to be calculated on a per labor hour basis. To calculate labor hours, we need to find out how much per unit it requires. It requires 1/4 hour per unit. So let's find out how many total units would be produced. Total units would be produced is opening stock is given here, closing stock is given, and sales. So sales plus closing stock minus opening stock, we will get number of units produced. You may ask me, why are we calculating number of units? Based on number of units, we will find out how much is the total labor hours required for putter forged and for putter laminated, for these one, for forged and the laminated product. So first we have calculated how much is the units to be produced. Opening stock is given how much, and closing stock is also given. We know the formula: sales plus closing stock minus opening stock. So sales is 8,200 plus closing stock is 100 units and minus opening stock is 300 units. So how much is the number of units to be produced? 8,000 is the number of units to be produced. For which one? For forged. For laminated, number of units expected to be sold is 2,000, and opening and closing stock both are given as 60 and 60. So number of units produced, no need to calculate, directly we know number of units to be produced is 2,000 units only. So we got units produced for forged and we got units produced for laminated. Now based on these two, we need to find out how much is the total labor hours. This is the only lengthy calculation. So first, for 8,000 units for forged, for making 8,000 units, how much is the labor hours we require? So it says 1/4 labor hour. So total labor hours would be 8,000 units multiplied by 1 by 4, or in other words 25% of 1 hour, or in other words 15 minutes we require. So 8,000 multiplied by 1 by 4. So we require here 2,000 hours. Next, for laminated. For making 2,000 units, how many hours we require? So here it says 1 hour per unit. So for making 2,000 units, we require 1 hour. So in total, we require 2,000 hours. So taking both the hours in total for making both forged and laminated, in total we require 4,000 hours. You may ask me, why am I clubbing both? Because here the variable overhead and fixed overhead is not given separately for forged and laminated. It is given together for forged and laminated. That is why we need to find out the total labor hours together for forged and laminated. So divided by 4,000 hours, and here also divided by 4,000 hours. So we will get here variable overheads per hour. 25,000 divided by 4,000, it is $6.25 per labor hour. Similarly, 15,000 divided by 4,000 is equals to 3.75 per labor hours. All right. Now we will take this 6.25 variable overheads per hour and $3.75 per hour. Now let's calculate. So this would be $6.25, this would be $3.75. Is there anything else? Answer is there's nothing more to be added here. So $5 plus $15, 22 plus 6.25 plus 3.75. In total we get $52. So this is the cost per unit for laminated. Let's look at the options. Option C, $52 is the correct option. Thank you.